Hey guys, so why am I doing a master's degree, you may ask? I know if you're watching this, you're probably somebody that doesn't know whether you should do a master's degree or not. You're probably unsure, you probably don't know the pros and cons, you probably don't want to do it and feel like you have to do it. I'm on the same boat, so I'm going to tell you my situation. So, I just graduated from the BBA degree, the Bachelor's in Business Administration. I graduated this year. It was a 4 year degree. I finished it in 4 years. And I'm currently, next week, I'm going to start a master's degree of a year in accounting and auditing. It's not exactly called that, but let's say it's essentially that. Anyway, so it's 1 year, and I'll be honest, I never wanted to do a master's degree. I never wanted to do a master's degree in my life, ever. I wanted to do a degree. I always knew that I wanted to have a degree, and I wanted it to be business related, and I didn't want to do anything else other than that. I wanted to chase my dreams. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I've always wanted to be a podcaster. I've always wanted to be a TikToker ever since, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do all sorts of content that I could possibly make. Like, I've always wanted to be a content creator and an entertainer. Like, I wanted to pursue entertainment in general. And so I was okay with just a degree and that's it, because I knew that that was my path. I've always known that that's my path. But then college came around, and I thought I was going to have time to juggle, like, because my parents never allowed me to have a YouTube channel when I was underage, when I was, under 18, because, I mean, it's dangerous. Like, your face is out there on the internet for anybody to see, right? Especially when you're underage, you are, let's say, more vulnerable. That's why my parents never allowed me to film videos and post them on YouTube when I was a minor. So when I turned 18, that's when I started college. And that's when I was like, okay, now I'm gonna make a YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna make TikToks and yada yada. And I had a podcast and I had a YouTube channel and I started doing everything. I was making TikToks. The problem with TikTok, I never knew what TikTok videos I wanted to make. Like, with TikTok, it's always been a struggle because, like, I've always known that I wanted to do it, but I just didn't know what to do with TikTok. You know what I mean? Until not a long time ago, I've never really known what to do for TikTok. I'm sorry, I literally just had dinner. So, it's always been kind of like, okay, what do I do? I don't know. And, but with YouTube and my podcast, I knew what to do. And the thing is, like, my degree, at least in my university, it was so freaking hard. Like, it was a lot of self taught stuff, you know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of things that you were taught in school. I mean, university's not easy. If you really do study, it's not easy, because you're explained stuff in class, but you're not explained everything. Not everything is, like, super obvious, whatever. You have to make sure you understand everything. You have to make sure that you know everything. You have to ask for tutorships. You have to do this and you have to do that. You have to do homework. You first have to take a while to understand something, and then to do it, and then to study, and all these things. And I didn't want to be a good student, right? I didn't want to get, let's say, all A's or whatever, nor did I mean, I didn't get all A's or whatever. But the thing is, I wanted to study for enough time so that I would pass my subjects, and then, spend the rest of my free time just making videos and stuff, which was not possible because I tried to do that and I couldn't. I was starting to get really bad grades, and I was scared that I was going to fail my subject, so I had to just drop all the content and just start doing school, like, full, like full time, let's say, right? And what was I gonna say? So I was never good at juggling it. Like, every semester I tried to make content and try to, make at least, like, I even started a new podcast. I made a few YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like, I've done things, and even in summer I would do things, but it was really hard to juggle. So every semester I ended up dropping it. And I wasn't really consistent. Like, I also made TikToks and everything, but I wasn't consistent because I was starting to, like, the moment I started to fail midterms, I was like, no, let's drop the content again. Like, every semester I would try to make content, and then I would end up failing midterms, and then I would have to drop it all, and then just, so it was really hard. Whoever tells you that university is easy, probably it's their university, or maybe they're not good students, because I'm a good student. It was not easy. Did I end up getting good grades? Yeah, but I mean, I didn't get, like, all A's, right? But I got good grades. But honestly, if it had been for me, I would have just gotten all, like, I don't know, what grade do you need to pass in your country? In my country, it's just 5 out of 10. And if it had been for me, like, I would have just studied enough to get, a pass, and then just spend the rest of my time making content. But I wasn't able to juggle it. So my plan was to, make, let's say, content my career before I finished college, and then I can finish my degree and then just go on like making content like as a full-time job, whatever. But I was not able to do that because I wasn't even consistent, so I didn't go viral. So nor did I, make a career or build a brand, you know what I mean? Like in people's minds, I mean. So I'm doing this master's degree because I couldn't do that. I never wanted to do it, and even this summer for a while I was about to not do it. But then I was looking for jobs, and the truth, and this is something that nobody really talks about when it comes to master's degrees, the truth about doing a business degree or just whatever degree and just a degree is that you can't get a job that easily, and if you can get a job, it's not that good. And the thing about master's degrees is that allegedly, I don't know this for a fact because I haven't graduated from the master's degree, and I have zero work experience. But the thing about master's degrees is that you can get possibilities for, I don't know if it's career advancement, you know what I mean? Like you can get promoted, you know what I mean? Like you are eligible to get promoted and stuff like that. I'm not saying that people that only have a degree can't get promoted. Obviously, there's always going to be people with plugs. There's always going to be people who are lucky. There's always going to be businesses or companies that are more flexible, whatever. But generally speaking, like especially today, we need more and more preparation and more like degrees and stuff to get promoted and stuff like that, or to get good jobs or to get well-paid jobs. And I was like, of course I want this to be my career, and of course I want this to be my job, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it, you know what I mean? And I haven't made it my job yet. I haven't monetized at all, and I haven't gone viral, and I do want to make it my career, but what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? I can't drop everything. When am I gonna find a job? And when I find a job, is it gonna be a good job? So I was like, I can't get a crappy job. I'm gonna be regretting not being in school because I'm gonna get a crappy job. I don't know for how long I'm gonna have that job because I don't know when I'm gonna blow up, and all of that's gonna cause me stress. And let's be honest, when you're stressed, you can't make videos. You can't make videos because you're just gonna be, unless you're a really good actor, you can't. Or even if you're a really good actor, I don't know. I don't think that if you're in the mood, you should make YouTube videos. You know what I mean? You would have to literally change your mood. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would have to do, but I would have to put myself in another mood, like just artificially. You know what I mean? Like, I was not going to be in the mood to make videos, and I knew this, and I was scared. And this is not often talked about. Like, taking risks and doing things in life. Like, even if I know that this is my path and I want to pursue entertainment and all this stuff, it's not easy. It's not easy. Everybody's like, yeah, just drop everything else. Just do it. Just dedicate yourself, like, to do whatever the fuck you want, like, full time. No. Why? Because there's money involved as well. You know what I mean? You can't just do whatever you want. When, for instance, like, I mean, it's not really my case, but, like, there's people whose, like, families are not, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard for them to pay rent or to pay the mortgage or stuff like that, and they're not doing great financially. So you can't just do whatever you pull out of your ass. You know what I mean? You just can't do whatever the fuck you want, because there's money involved. You need a source of income that's sort of stable to then be able to do whatever you want in your free time. You can't just do whatever you want. And sometimes you need a plan B. You know what I mean? Like, what if I never blow up? I'm never going to stop trying in life. I'll tell you that. I'm always going to be here on the internet. Even if I'm 80 years old and I still haven't made it, I'm going to keep making fucking videos. I'll tell you that. But the thing is, you need a plan B. Because I don't know when I'm going to make it. I don't know when that's going to happen. So I don't know if it's going to take me a year, 2 years. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I need a plan B because I need to have a good job. I need to make money. I need to make money because, one, I want to make money. I want to be financially stable. I want to be financially independent. Like, for whatever happens, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to depend on anybody to, like, you know what I mean? I don't even want to depend on my parents. Like, I want to actually provide and give my parents a better life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be here just getting a shitty job, whatever, like dreaming that I can become whatever. Like, I also want to make money. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make it, but I also want to make money. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing this master's degree, and I'm going to be making videos every day. I'm going to try to not prioritize making videos. Sorry. Not exactly prioritize making videos, but I'm going to try to make some room every day to make videos. And then if my grades suffer a little bit or whatever, I'm going to try to calm down. Because it's like, listen, there's nothing in this life you can't fix other than, right? So it's a popular saying. It's not, I'm not that fucked up in the head. But the thing is, like, as long as I can like take control of things, I'm gonna study. That's the main thing, but I'm also gonna make videos every day. You know what I mean? Like I want to be consistent and I want to put out a lot of content. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And who knows, if I blow up really hard or whatever, I can drop out. And if I don't, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm literally just gonna be living day by day because I mean, one thing that you learn in your 20s, and I'm still in my early 20s, but one thing that I've learned, especially since I started my degree, is that you are literally responsible for your own future. Like you really have to get your ass to do shit. You know what I mean? Like if I hadn't worked my ass off, I wouldn't have a degree right now. I wouldn't be starting a master's degree right now. You know what I mean? Like, and if I don't make videos, I'm not gonna go viral out of nowhere. Like, how am I gonna be viral? How am I gonna be famous? Whatever. But I'm not putting out videos. I'm not putting myself out there. So, if I want to have a degree, if I want to do this, if I want to do that, I have to do things myself. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be making videos every day. I'm trying to make videos every day on YouTube. I'm also gonna be posting every day on TikTok, and let's see what happens. I'm just living day by day. I'm trying to get an education. That's my plan B. And I'm also making content. That's my plan A. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to try to treat it as what it is, which is my plan A. Of course, I want to let's be honest. I know that it's hard to make it. I might not make it in a long time. I might not make it ever. This is something that a lot of people think about. When you have dreams, you have to know that you have to work really hard and you can't give up. I'm not saying just because it's really hard for you to do something doesn't mean you can't or you shouldn't do it. It's just that it's going to be really hard for you to do it. And it's going to be really hard for me to make it. And for all of us to make our dreams come true. But the thing is, like, you have to work your ass off. It's not about being like, okay, it's really hard. You might as well not even try. You know what I mean? Don't even try because you're not going to make it. No, it's not about that. It's about fighting and continuing to fight and not giving up. And that's it. And being patient. It's not about not trying. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try to be consistent, and I want to have a plan B, because a lot of people don't have a plan B. A lot of people have really shitty jobs. Like, I know a lot of people who want to pursue, entertainment as well, just like me, and they literally dropped everything. Their degree, their master's, they're dropping everything, and they have really bad jobs, and they're really shitty, and they're not earning a lot, obviously, because their jobs are shitty, and they're not even making it right now. I'm not saying they're never going to make it, but they're not making it right now. And their parents are basically funding their lifestyle, their decisions, whatever, you know what I mean? Because they're not financially independent. Who knows when they are going to be or if they're ever going to be. So if you can take away anything from this video, that is as much as you can, try to get an education. I'll tell you something. My education, I know that this is not my path, right? If I know that this is not my path and I don't have to pay much for my education. In the country that I live in, it's not as expensive as in other countries. So I'm really privileged to say that I don't have any debt. I don't have any student loan debt or whatever you call it. I don't have any of that. I'm privileged to get an education that is affordable. And so that's why I'm taking advantage of that opportunity, because I know there's so many people who don't do it because it's so expensive. And I have the opportunity, so I'm going to take advantage of it. And I have taken advantage of it. I mean, I'm a good student, and I know that at some point I'm going to use it. I'm studying things like business administration, accounting, auditing. Like, these are things that I want to use at some point in my life, because I'm building my own brand, so I'm using that stuff right now. I want to build my own company one day. So, I mean, it's not like my main like goal or whatever, but like I can do it as a, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that's in my bucket list. That's what I mean. So I wanted to study something that's going to be useful for me, whatever I do, whether I make it or not, whatever. And I'm taking advantage of that. Or taking advantage. No, I'm using it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm appreciating it and I'm using it. That's what I mean. I don't know the word for that, but anyway. So what I'm saying is, do not give up on your dreams, but you have to work really hard. And you also need a plan B. And this is my plan B. Does it taste like shit in a figurative manner? You know what I mean? In a sense, it sucks because it's like, okay, I want to be doing what I want. I want to have all the time in the world to do whatever I want. I want to be making money another way. I wish I didn't have to study more to get a good job. I wish I didn't have to study more to get more money, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many jobs out there that you can get where you don't need a higher education, whatever. But for a lot of jobs, you do need that. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to, ask for a job and stuff like that get laid off 3 years later or 4 years later, then get another job, then realize that I can't get promoted, whatever, because I don't have a master's degree, and then I have to go back to school at 30 to get a master's degree and get another job. I don't want that to happen, because I have a lot of friends who are in jobs right now, like they also finished their degree, and they are in normal jobs right now. But what I realize is that these people can get laid off 3 years later. They're probably never going to get promoted because they only have a degree. And maybe they're going to go back to school at 30. Maybe they're going to go back to school in 3 years, in 6 years, in 7. They're going to go back to school. I'm pretty sure. There's employment, right? But there is never employment for everybody. That's what I'm saying. So like, they're going to need to go to school back. They're going to go back to school one day. And I know that. Sorry if I'm stumbling a lot upon my words, but the thing is, I think that these people are going to need a higher education at some point. I mean, how many people go back to school? Like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be I'm going to have a lot of classmates that are going to be like 30 or something. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but what I'm saying is that, like, maybe you're not studying a master's degree right now, but most probably you're going to need it later. If you're lucky, you won't need it. But I was like, you know what, I couldn't find a great job. Like, I didn't find any good jobs, like the jobs that I was looking at. It was basically just assistants and stuff like that, and I didn't want to do that. And the few job offers that I got, the schedules were shit. Like, I was going to have to work, like, pretty much all day long, and I was barely going to have time to do what I wanted. And I was probably not even going to work, like, for many years in those companies. So I was like, you know what, my job offers are not great. Like, my options are not great. And I haven't even made it. Like, I'm not even monetizing, you know what I mean? I haven't created a community of my own yet, so gotta stay in school. It is what it is. Sometimes you can get frustrated because life doesn't take you to places where you want to get or whatever, but maybe life will put you where you want to be, or where you expect to be, or where you think you fit in, if that makes sense, where you think you should be. But maybe it's in the future. Maybe it's not right now. So you have to figure out a way to just have a plan B, okay? Like, I don't even know where that was going, but just have a plan B. I think that's the advice that I want to give you. Just work hard. No one's going to give it to you. Sometimes people are going to help you with opportunities and stuff like that, but you should not be expecting that that's what should happen. Or just because you're dreaming that you want to do this and that, whatever, doesn't mean you're going to be there. You have to work your ass off. And I know this better than anybody. I've been a content creator for almost 11 years now. And nobody's giving that stuff to you. You have to work really hard. However hard you're working, you have to work even harder. So work hard. Don't expect that anyone is going to give you anything. If you have the opportunity, if you can afford it, if you know that you're going to use it and whatever, like, get an education. If you know it's not your path and it's really expensive, you might as well try something else. And what else? And yeah, getting an education is never bad. It's never bad. So you gotta do it. Do it. Work your ass off every day. And that's it. And just be patient. I try to give myself this advice every day. Just be patient. Work your ass off. Do what you have to do to get where you want to get. And be patient. And have a plan B. And work hard. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. And if you guys want me to make another video talking about something else related to this, like, I'll be happy to make it. And yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.